Okay, so we're going to talk about tens and ones, and it's really best to do this when your kid has a really good understanding of combinations to 10, so like all the ways to make a 10. So that 2 and 8 is 10, and so it makes more sense to know what a 10, how to make a 10, if they know what 10 is, if that makes sense. But here we go. So what we're going to do, the other thing that I find helpful is to always have some sort of manipulative, so something that they can touch, because I think that helps kids make most sense of it versus just on paper. So Unifix cubes are best, but I try to think of something that we have in our house, which is Duplos. So something that will connect and stay together, I find helpful, but you wouldn't have to use that. You could use beans or whatever else. Okay, so what we're going to do today, guys, Hudson, is we're going to talk about making a 10, okay? So, Molly, what I want you to do is I want you to find, you've got columns here, you've got your 10s and your 1s. So these are just 1, right, Molly? So can you put 2 1s on this side of your paper? Put 2 1s down.
I wish we could do like 900
So I've got 10s and 1s for my columns, because Laura said you needed help with like understanding the 10s column. Okay. So Molly put 2 down. Hudson, can you put, speech back, can you put 2 down? Okay. But now what happens if we have 2 up here? Can you put 8 more down here?
Oh, that's 10.
Okay, so put 8 more. Molly, count up 8 down here. Another 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go fast, 7, 8.
Okay, so now we're going to smush them all together in our 1s column. Hudson,
Smush, smush.
that's good. Hudson, count and see how many you have.
10.
Count them out.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Touch them as you count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You have 10. Uh-oh, we can't have 10s in the 1s column, so we're going to put them together and connect them. Molly, can you connect yours? And we're going to put that in the 10s column. So that might be familiar to your kids if they've already done this before. But now you've got 1 10. How many 1s do we have?
0.
So now it makes sense. Now it makes sense that you would have, if these are your 10s and these are your 1s, to make the number 10, you have 1 10 and 0 1. So it looks like a 1 and 0, if that makes sense. So that's how you can kind of start to talk about columns, if that's helpful, and how to make a 10, because it can't be over here if it's a 10. It has to be on this side if it's a 10. So then, if I wanted to make the number 12,
I can make another one.
you can go from there. Hey, be quiet for just a second. You could go from there either adding 2 1s, or if you had a, okay, you know what, you guys are done, go play. Okay, now be quiet. So then you can go from there to talk about, I don't know if you're wanting to talk about the number 12, so then you see you've got 1 10 and 2 1s, that makes 12. Or if you're having to add them together, so if you have a number that's bigger than equals to 10, so let's say